Amendment to the amendment in the nature of a substitute to committee print for Subtitle E relating to drug pricing of the committee print offered by Mr. Peters of California.
Without objection, the reading of the Peters Amendment will be dispensed with, and the gentleman from California is recognized for 5 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, earlier I voiced the concerns I have with the existing proposal HR 3. I have an amendment that outlines the direction I think we should be going in to strike the balance between affordability, which we all agree about, and maintaining incentives for innovation. Sounds like someone's not muted, Mr. Chairman. This amendment is from the bill I introduced with Mr. Schrader, and I thank him for his hard work on it. The amendment does three main things to lower drug prices for consumers, which should be our top priority when approaching drug pricing reform. And so I don't forget it, the amendment ensures that no one pays more than $50 for insulin in a month. We enabled the Secretary of HHS to negotiate discounts of between 25 and 35% for drugs that are no longer have exclusivity and for which there is no competition in Medicare Part B. Why Medicare Part B? According to a study by Milliman, patients can face extreme costs for Medicare Part B medications. Among blood cancer patients, lymphoma patients, multiple myeloma patients, their costs are regularly in the tens of thousands of dollars for treatment. Spending on Part B anti-cancer therapies is significantly higher than spending on anti-cancer therapy in Part D in the first year after diagnosis. And for some of the most expensive leukemia patients, the difference in spending can be more than $100,000 from Part B to Part D. As we continue to see the introduction of biologics to treat and cure cancers and other highly complex diseases, we can expect Part B spending to increase. The cure for hepatitis C, which was mentioned, Sovaldi, came out at $80,000, a high price tag. Yes, but a money saver for the healthcare system on chronic treatments and liver transplants, even at that price. And as with Sovaldi, if there's competition, that competition should result in price reductions, in that case from $80,000 to less than $40,000 to cure hepatitis C, and that's the way the market is intended to work. When there's no competition, the government should not be held hostage by a market failure. We need to continue to reward innovation and encourage treatments in new treatments and cures, but we have to step in and address that market failure. My amendment strikes that balance by allowing negotiation on products that are off patent and which lack competition. Second, my amendment redesigns the Part D program to limit patient liabilities. Along the lines of the $2,000 cap in HR 3, we suggest $1,200 cap for seniors earning less than 300% of the poverty level, $1,800 for seniors earning between 300 and 400% of the poverty level, and a $3,100 cap for those above 400% of the poverty level. It offers high-cost patients the ability to smooth those payments over the course of a year. That means for those at less than 300% of the federal poverty level, their drug costs would be capped at $100 a month. Third, our proposal changes how patient cost sharing is calculated. Currently, patients with a 25% coinsurance pay their share based on the list price of a drug. However, manufacturers and plans negotiate rebates that can drastically lower the cost of a drug. For instance, earlier this year, Eli Lilly, in testimony before this committee, revealed that one of its insulin products has a $600 per month list price, but with rebates, the net cost is about $135. Under a 25% cost share based on list price, the patient would pay $150 for their insulin rather than the $34 they would pay if it was based on the net price. And finally, my amendment assures that we control growth in the cost of drugs, similar to setting out-of-pocket costs for seniors. There's bipartisan agreement around this principle. The amendment would create an inflation rebate that would require manufacturers to rebate price increases that outpace inflation back to the government beginning in 2016. This creates downward pressure on the rate of growth in drug prices and will help continue to hold manufacturers accountable. Additionally, my amendment further holds manufacturers accountable by cracking down on anti-competitive practices like pay for delay, patent thicketing, and product hopping that prevent competitors from entering the market and bringing prices down. Put together, this amendment is a good deal for seniors and ensures that they are able to afford their drugs. It holds manufacturers accountable for excessively increasing prices and anti-competitive practices, and allows the government to negotiate prices where the market has failed. And it does these things while continuing to allow the incentive in investment in innovative treatments and cures we need. I just want to disassociate myself from some of the things I heard the Republicans say about socialized medicine. They do not support these things. Some of these things are are very much opposed by pharma. In fact, the clawback of profits from 2016 is the thing they hate second most about HR 3 after international reference pricing. But I want to work with my colleagues to get something that we can agree on that makes sense, that lowers drug costs, as we promised as Democrats, and also preserves innovation. Under an agreement with the chairman, after Mr. Schrader speaks to it, I plan to withdraw this amendment, but I'm committed to working together with you all to make a real difference for our constituents while maintaining American innovation and jobs. Thank you, Mr.